Nature's song in a quiet Bend neighborhood, a nice compliment to the music in here. This is Tony Liu.
I started when I was 5. I was in China. I grew up in China, grew up in Wuhan. That city now is famous.
A piano player who's traveled far and wide, expanding on skills learned at a young age.
Piano is one of those instruments that feels really simple, and you can make a sound right away. So I was like, cool, I should learn the piano.
Sound and feeling, two senses heightened for Tony.
The way I learned piano was just by listening to the notes, listening to sound in general, and sometimes even touch my teacher's hands to feel how the hands would shape and how you change the shape.
He can't see the keys. Sheet music is useless.
You've been blind since birth, right?
Yeah, there was a medical accident happened 3 days after my birth because I was prematured.
Those with visual impairments usually rely on Braille, but in the music world, it's not that simple.
The problem is, piano is a two-handed instrument. And also, if the music is really complicated, how many dots can you fit in a line before you get confused?
Despite his lack of sight, Tony displayed incredible talent early on, a level of talent his home country wasn't ready for.
Being blind in China still has a major issue. I just don't think the society is ready to fully accept people with visual impairments.
It wouldn't be the only issue his home country wouldn't accept. Tony and his family decided a big move was necessary.
I moved to the States. I celebrated my 16th birthday in St. Louis, Missouri.
From high school
His composition teacher actually studied with Dvorak when he was visiting America.
to college,
I only spent 3 years in Bennington College, so I graduated in 3 years with 3 majors, and people thought I was crazy.
crazy smart and crazy talented. Traveling between China and the U.S. until the Chinese government says he was promoting Western ideals.
Can't go back to China, that's for sure. They might just keep me there. I don't know what might happen.
He ended up at the Sonata Piano Camp in Vermont, still a long way from Oregon.
I started teaching people from age 7 all the way to 80 plus.
I'm like his mother or grandmother, I guess.
Jamie Forsyth has played the piano her whole life as a hobby, but in retirement, she's found more time on her hands.
I read a book, a Noah Adams book, about how he learned to play the piano, and he talked about this piano camp. So I looked it up to see if it was still there, and it was. I actually signed up the summer before, thinking, what the heck, I'd just go for it.
The start to an unlikely friendship.
And I was so fascinated about how Tony could learn music, because everything he learns is by ear.
I'd like to bring Jamie and Tony up. They have a Schubert Fantasy in F minor.
Jamie, the student, Tony, the teacher.
There's a recital at the end of camp, and so I wanted to play a duet with Tony as a teacher, so we had to get special permission because he's a teacher and I'm a student. This is a funny story. Polly had to turn the pages for me because, of course, it was kind of long.
It was 20 minutes, or
Yeah.
over 20 minutes.
So she turned the pages for me, but she kept shoving the music over on Tony's way, like he had to see it too, because she's so used to doing that. Well, he doesn't have to look at the music.
Camp memories, keeping them bonded over the years. A bond that grew stronger when the world shut down.
When COVID hit, I asked Tony, what are you going to do? And he was staying with some people who had some health issues. So he flew out here. I picked him up in Portland, and he's been here since September.
A new roommate, but the same passion for teaching.
He set up his own little studio there where he can teach from, and it's evolved too, as he's added cameras and microphones and we have to get the microphone perfect, Tony. Because he is a perfectionist.
They challenge each other and support one another. And of course,
You just have B flats, right?
Okay, yeah.
play the piano. An Unlikely Duet.
don't think of it as being handicapped because he can do so many more things that I can't do or somebody who has sight can do.
And an unlikely bond.
Tony and I will have probably a lifelong relationship.
Proving the power of friendship and music is not seen, but felt.